Hi, you guys. Um, we're on the other side of the storm, uh, which was pretty dramatic, but weathered it. And I'll tell you, things like the storms that, take down the power and take out the lights and the heat and the water and the generator doesn't work and, you're the last person in town to get your power back. What it did for me was actually, because it put me in a place where I could potentially be very triggered. And yet I got such support from the people around me. My brother, we live in the same town. We spend a lot of time together. We're close. And he brought over, because he had power I didn't, he brought over a thermos of coffee in the morning and a thermos of soup in the afternoon. And meanwhile, friends of mine were trying to work to get the generator up and running. They're out there in the height of the wind and rain, full foul weather gear, trying to figure out why my generator isn't working. Generator isn't working, car isn't working, a bunch of things aren't working, but there was this phenomenal safety net, this feeling of, it takes a village, and that's what we have here. So, I came away with this feeling of, real security. A little help from my friends. I'll get by, I'll get high, I'll keep trying or whatever. So, yeah, that's... And last night I slept for... And it was still blowing like stink, as we say in these parts, last night. But I slept longer than I've slept in I don't know how long. Honestly, I got close to 8 hours of sleep, maybe 7.5. For me, that is... I feel refreshed. The air is fresh, that post-storm, the sun is out. Oh, happy day. What do we got? This be lovers. Card of Gemini. Card of partnership. It's interesting, though, I never noticed this. They're both facing the same direction. Back to back, like they have each other's backs. But I just never noticed this before. Up above are these birds in conflict, this is like the 5 of Wands card in this deck. A struggle. So maybe they're facing this struggle together. It's not like everything's, easy or peasy. But they have each other's backs. It's a card of the twins. Could be a same-sex couple. But that 5 of Wands image here of the... it really looks like they're in some sort of confrontation. These two may be facing a struggle ahead. There's also the butterfly image. Card of Gemini, air sign energy of choosing to face the future together. Come what may. Bottom of the deck, Hangman. A card of deep emotion, Cancer energy. Pisces. Both are water signs. It's a major arcana. We have 2 back to back. This can indicate a pause. A deep consideration. I was just looking to see, because it almost looks like that bird image is there again. No, it's not a bird. But this is taking a new perspective. Hanged 1. Card 12 in Major Arcana. And there is a snake twined around the tree it's the tree of knowledge. And it indicates a change. Change is coming. Sam Cooke, I know it's going to come. I know it's going to come. Archetypal, hard-hitting cards of the deep. Oh boy. You guys, you're consistent. You really are. This card has shown up again and again and again as a card of a person in their stability. Somebody who values themselves, who is not knocked off their center. Core strength, I'm hearing, like in core strength. And this character doesn't look like they're nose to the grindstone. It's a pentacle energy, something about real life and authenticity, doing the work, being grounded. But this person is not unhappy. She's sort of got a bit of a, it's calm, but it's a little bit wry. And I'm not even sure what that means in this context. Like she knows it's, I'm not sure. What does this 9 of Pentacles person know that makes her so calm? Ace of Cups. She knows there's an opportunity for love. She's open-hearted in feelings energy. Hanged 1, Pisces. This connection. There may be some hang-up, some bit of conflict, a need to process feelings. But there it is, the open heart, the opportunity for love to come in. This kind of connection. And it may be something like, well, let's see. Yeah. I just got the shivers up the legs, which is usually a good sign. It's always a good sign. It's like that tingly. This is a grounded character in Pentacles energy. could be somebody who's as grounded as she is, as abundant, as giving, as present. And really that's what she's waiting for. Because meanwhile, good on my own. You know, anything less than, I can let it pass me by. Because there's an opportunity for love. And if I have to not wait for it in the sense of like, I'm not going to do anything till it gets here. It's not that. But it is looking at it from a different perspective. Something perhaps needs to shift. Still needs to shift. Maybe both parties, implicit in this Lover's card, need to look at it from a different perspective. You know, what does this mean to me? Moon. You know, when this guy popped out, I said Cancer. Here's the Cancer card. Another card of deep feelings. You know, we get these cards again and again. It's sort of like, it's not as if it's, what do we say? Rinse, repeat. It's not that. Might be something again on the full moon. Something coming to fruition in the realm of feelings. The opportunity for this kind of lover's love. And this is a card of flow, of communication, back and forth, a conversation, heartfelt. And again, it's this, the two birds up here on the Lover's card. This, you know, perhaps not entirely peasy, but this, I get a very peaceful energy off of this. It's ripening. It's not waiting, it's ripening. You know, ripening is sort of a more active. Waiting is just sort of like waiting for somebody else to do something. This is like waiting for the right time, waiting for the ripening. And what I was noticing in these two birds in a sort of kerfuffle, here there's the one bird, you know, flying free, and here's the other bird, half in the picture, on the way. The moon can be a card of secrets, and also secrets being revealed through a conversation, maybe, 8 of Wands. And it's to do with the potential for love. I really think, and where did King of Pentacles go? Where'd he go? Oh, he disappeared. He disappeared. There's a block of some kind. For one person. You know, they're being pushed to the edge And I'm getting it this time as almost like the universe is kind of pushing this person to communicate. The one that is not quite there is catching up. The one who's catching up. And there's this increasing pressure to take the leap. But there's a ripening still that needs to happen. And again, this block, their brain is holding them back. You know, there's a blind, something they're not seeing. They're not seeing, and they're not willing to be seen. You know, they're in this chador, you know, in Muslim countries, you're behind the veil, trapped somehow. And in the background, we do have what appears to be the temple and I think this is the tower from which the prayers are called. It's a call to prayer. But it's something to do with a belief system that holds somebody back from love, from this opportunity for love. And it's the universe, but it's their own heart that's telling them, move in that direction. I get almost like, go to the place that scares you. I think Pema Chodron, Tibetan nun of great wisdom, has a book that's entitled The Places That Scare You. Go to the places that scare you. The pearl of great price, I'm hearing, like the go out on the limb. Also a book by Shirley MacLaine. The ripest fruit is out on the limb. You have to go out on the limb to pluck it. And I don't think it's this character, which I think is you. I don't think you have to go out on the limb to pluck it. You're ripe, you're ripening. You're the fruit. You're the fruit. You're the abundant one. You're real and authentic, grounded and about growth. You're the one who's ripening. You're the ripe fruit. Let's clarify lovers, please. And there's something about the half bird, the partial communication, the one-sided communication, maybe. Well, I like that. I mean, on the board, Lover's card is above Ace of Cups. And here is Princess of Cups or Page of Cups. It's the offer. Pages are usually small, but this is a big cup. And again, the bird above it looks to be a dove. Like it could be an apology, a peace offering. An apology for whatever blocked the communication. 7 of Wands to 8 of Wands. That somehow made this communication one-sided. That's something to do with weather. And something that the clearing, this is an air energy. So's this. Major Arcana, card of Gemini and the Lovers. Clarity about a relationship, about a choice. And maybe clarity on some sort of belief system that's held somebody back from seeing or being seen. But there's some kind of major wash of emotion coming in, like washing away the uncertainty. The way this storm washed away the uncertainty. Because, did I feel like this during the storm? Yes. Good on my own, because I had great support from the people around me. I was in a secure environment to weather the storm. Still growing, still ripening. Okay, and Lovers can be a decision, and this is also a card of decision. A new approach. Some choice that's made on intuition. And this is a very young, it's fresh. It's the new path. It's somebody, it's a 2 card, again, like Lovers, the 2. And I almost see the world image in the background, which on traditional Rider-Waite, you have a person standing at the portal, holding a globe. This youth is sitting on the globe. How do I come forward? And I think perhaps first off with a big apology. I was trapped in a belief system. And not fully conscious, because not willing to see or be seen, not fully conscious, moon energy can be that. Almost like there were secrets I kept from the other party and from myself, not willing to see or be seen. Until now. Something about through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Tell us about this 9 of Pentacles person. Tell us about us. I identify with that. And it's a card of Virgo in Virgo time, maybe. This character is ripening. Wow. Okay. She's on the new path. She has set out on the journey. remember I said the other person's lagging behind? She's on the move. Star card, a card of Aquarius, another air sign. A card of healing. And I always see this particular one, or sometimes, as a card of having done the shadow work, healing from shadow, because there are all these this big cup here, this big vessel that held the shadow is kind of being poured out of this vessel, like emptying out their own unprocessed feelings. To gain a new perspective, Hangman, they're becoming conscious. Not only conscious, this is a very heightened perception. This is clear Aquarian energy. It's certainly not this. It's not that. Becoming clear, lifting the veil, extricating from some sort of belief system to gain a higher perspective. You know, shadow can be fear. I think this is a fearful card. Keeping myself bound and in bondage. Well, trading that in. Trading in shadow for light. Aquarian energy, bright, the bright star that guides us. Healing shadow. Bottom of the deck. Healing shadow. You know, escaping by any means necessary, this mindset. I don't know why this person has to dissemble or sneak or did, because that's what's getting healed. You know, there was something I had to move like a shadow, you know, tippy-toeing. And this character is looking right at the viewer, kind of almost willing to be seen. And yet still sneaking. Not a lot of clarity there for me or for this person, but that's getting healed. Their shadow energy, like I need to tread so softly, I need to sneak, I need to be a shadow. Hermit. A card of Virgo. We've already seen Virgo on the board. And the way it's lying on the board, the way it's lying on the board, air sign, extricating themselves from some belief system that held them back, that made them not want to be seen or see. That's being healed. Another major arcana card, and this can be a card of retreat, a card of Virgo, the Hermit, the Sage. And I keep trying to get this card in the light. It's a very dark card. And this is a big card of light, of being guided I think whoever this sword energy person is, they were once trapped, in denial, perhaps deceiving themselves and deceiving this earth energy person. Who's now on the move, who's ripened to the point where they're ready to go. They're on the path. This other person has to catch up. They're being guided to it, to the healing place. This is a card of deep spirituality, of somebody who has, who doesn't look elsewhere, for a belief system that is oppressive or constraining. They have internal wisdom. They know who they are. And it still is curious to me that this air sign appears to be sneaking. But they've worked with shadow, they've healed that. And there's the world that this character was looking at. And I understand sort of why they're pausing to consider here. Which way do I go? Because this is a life-changing, this portal place, this choice, this major arcana choice. Will I push through the struggle in everyday life to reach this deep level of connection? It will change everything. It will be a whole new world, wholly different. Wholly different. And I think the only question is, how do I approach? This air sign person is thinking, how do I approach? I've made the choice. I'm on the brink. Veil down, on the move. Still there's a pause, like taking a beat, because this is such a big deal. It's a big deal. And I'm hearing risk it, this air sign person. And it just means somebody who's gained clarity, where once there was self-deception, a belief system that entrapped them. They've gained clarity, have wrapped up some kind of major cycle, extricated themselves, and are on the brink of coming forward. On the brink. First off, with a big apology. I've wrapped up the cycle. I can see it clearly now. I see you clearly now. And there's something about Hermit is lit from within. The air sign person, perhaps an Aquarius, is lit from without. Four of Wands. you know, another basically card of the twin. 1111, that portal, that place where you meet and you dance. Where you meet and you dance. Where you meet and you dance. She said again and again, we will meet, we will dance. Virgo person is headed there already. This second individual is catching up. They have clarity now, though. They've done the shadow work. Boosh, now we're going to a public service announcement. If you're looking at the video and there's a more button, you want the information about the channel, how to get a private reading, you know, how to give a donation, how to engage more with the channel, hit more. And like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you want more. Later, you guys. Hang in there. Love is on the way.